another episode of the Culture Plug.
The Culture Plug, it's your boy Chasing Cash in the motherfucking building, man. We live here at the 4040. She thought she was never gonna see me again and she stopped me. She said, hey man, I sent you a message and I think you about to leave right now. I said, nah, I got you. I'm about to hold it down for you, man. So it's your boy CNC. I'm here with the Culture Plug. Bada bing, bada boom. 4040 Club interview. Bunch of greatness all around me. About to give y'all a good one.
What was it like growing up in New Orleans?
Growing up in New Orleans, what was it like? I was born in '87, so I'm pretty sure anybody who was born from that time period in the '90s was familiar with the whole No Limit Cash Money run. So it was pretty fun. You know, I grew up in the height of New Orleans hip hop success. You know, I got to see Master P, I got to see Birdman, Lil Wayne, Juvenile, Mystical. A lot of those guys go from, you know, being straight local guys to superstars. So that was interesting to see. The only other place I knew that I looked up to that kind of had that was New York City. Always been a fan of New York music, but it was great to be young and be in the heart of, you know, the success in hip hop of No Limit and Cash Money. I remember Master P coming to my school in 3rd grade and giving me the Ice Cream Man CD and poster.
Going back to when you said about you watched Master P and Lil Wayne and Birdman and all of them become big time locals or whatever the case, what was the turning point? Like, when did you notice, like, oh my gosh, this thing is about to, you know, like, about to go?
The How remix, you know what I mean, when Jay-Z jumped on it, everybody kind of knew Jay-Z, and there's New York rap. I mean, we kind of knew New York rap for being like the pinnacle of what we knew hip hop to be. So just to see somebody in New York kind of fucking with the biggest artists in New Orleans, that's when we knew it was about to take off. So yeah, I would say the Juvenile How remix was like the start outside of No Limit, because, you know, I remember No Limit doing the tunnel back then and everything like that. But yeah, man, when Cash Money took off with the How remix, that was it, man. That's when we knew.
Okay. When did you start producing, or when was the first thing like that ever you had told yourself, like, this is what I want to do in the long run?
I kind of was doing it my whole life growing up in New Orleans. It's a musical environment.
A friend, like,
no, it wasn't.
Some people pick rapping. I know you rap too, but
yeah.
I want to know, like, I want to do beats.
Nah, I mean, it kind of went hand in hand. It wasn't really like you could pick one. I mean, you needed beats to rap on, so if you couldn't afford them, you kind of had to make them. So that's what the situation was at the time, man. Coming up in New Orleans, niggas wasn't even thinking about making beats. Their dream was to go get a Manny Fresh beat or a beat from Beats by the Pound. So my goal, you know, I was a fan of the Neptunes and Timbaland, so I was trying to make that type of shit. So that's why I started making beats. Like, I heard the beats that Missy was using, I was like, oh, I want some shit like that. So now the next thing I could do was, if I couldn't buy a Timbaland beat, I could study him and I could study the Neptunes. And I think I had an affection for Michael Jackson growing up, Teddy Riley, anything Teddy Riley. And it was kind of like left field, quirky music. And that's what the Neptunes and Timbaland reminded me of. You know, it reminded me of very, very experimental, where a lot of the Hot Boys stuff and No Limit stuff kind of sounded typical Dirty South. I was so used to that. So I think the difference, like just the Missy Elliott sounding so different, stuck out to me. And I just wanted to do that. I wanted to be like Pharrell and Timbaland.
Have you met Timbaland?
Yeah. I've met Pharrell many times. I've been blessed to be able to say I've been able to work with him.
What was it like? Like, tell me, like, your interaction with him. Cause
it was great. I mean, as most people would think, it's very, very inspirational. I wouldn't say it wasn't too much what somebody says to you. I think it's kind of like how they carry themselves around you. You know, he's very, very humble. A person of that magnitude like Pharrell, for them to be so humble and polite, for him to say thank you for small things and different shit like that. That's what I kind of picked up more than anything, man. Like, no matter how much success you get, no matter who you work with, whether it be Michael Jackson, Beyonce, or the next artist on the come up, just be, you know, a decent person, you know what I mean? So that's it, you know what I mean? Work on your craft, stay in the studio, invest in yourself, buy all the gear, and be a decent person, real talk.
Who was your favorite artist working with? Who has been your favorite artist that you worked with?
I'm gonna say Lil Wayne, because Lil Wayne is from my hometown, and I'm from New Orleans, he from New Orleans. I helped produce Drop the World, which is one of the biggest records in the past 10 years with Eminem. And then outside of that, Drake, because we won a Grammy together. So
look what you done. You know that's my favorite.
I did not know, but you just told.
No, that's my favorite song on
Thank you,
honestly.
Appreciate it.
Like, how was it working with Drake? Like, what What was that like? Do you guys keep in touch?
Yeah. Nah, I've been knowing him for. We've been knowing each other our whole career, so we kind of synonymous with each other. So even when we don't talk, we're in cahoots with each other off of the history. But I see him often. Last time I saw him was in New Orleans when he was on tour. Who doesn't see him? He's the biggest rapper in the world, you know what I mean? You can't keep up with you can't not keep up with him, but I'm blessed to be able to produce a record that's a lot of people love. Like I said, that goes back to Timbaland and Missy. I wouldn't know who Static Major was if it wasn't for them. He was writing their music, and all the songs that I like the most, he ended up penning them. So working with Drake, it was fun, you know what I mean? We good friends. I wouldn't say it was like working with like other artists I've worked with, being that we have a personal connection. It kind of came about naturally. Kind of came about just on some like, you know, I know what you like, you know what I like. Let's do it. Yeah. So stick to your friends, man. Your friends can end up changing the world one day.
Okay, so what's like the best advice Drake gave you or Lil Wayne?
They ain't never gave me no advice. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Nah, Pharrell has, you know what I mean? Pharrell just told me invest in my craft. I've given a lot of people advice, and I've just happened to take my own, you know what I mean? Sometimes I tell people shit, I have to remember what I told them because I end up using it down the line. So, but nah, Lil Wayne has never given me any advice other than the same advice he's told everyone else, you know what I mean? That I peep the same things that other people have peeped from him, you know what I mean? Don't give up, be serious about your craft. Drake showed me more than he told me, you know what I mean? He showed me how to be a better songwriter.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? He showed me how to be a better performer. I got to go on the road with him and be on tour with him. So it's a lot of shit you see people do. They don't got to tell you. You get to be around them and you learn from them directly and indirectly. So the best advice I ever got was motherfuckers showing me in their actions and being men of their word and being men of respect, women of respect. I mean, that's how I learned.
What is some advice you would give to up-and-coming producers?
Get your fucking money up. If you're a producer, get your money up, man. Facts. Build a studio. Don't expect, you know what I mean? Ain't nobody gonna invite you everywhere. You gotta have a space where you can create your own music. I've had studios in New Orleans. I've had studios in Atlanta, LA. Now I'm about to get one in New York City. If you build it, they will come. If you open your doors for talent, they'll come in there and record. So just have money for equipment and do what you gotta do.
Where you at with music right now? I see you had a song out. What's your name?
Yeah, with that guy right there, man. Shout out my boy Jay Perez, Chasing Chicken. That's on his shit. Honestly, I just collabed with, I like good people, right? He got good energy. I used to live in Harlem, like a couple blocks down from him. We used to kick it all the time. Then we eventually started making music together. I just believe in decent people. It don't take much else. That's it. And then the music end up coming out good and you say you like it. That's all that matters to me.
So where you at with it? Like, you rather do the artist?
Nah, I don't pick and choose. I do both. Nah, I do both. I produce, I A&R, I do everything, you know what I mean? Niggas didn't ask Smokey Robinson what he used to like to do. Smokey Robinson wrote the songs for Motown, and he did his own shit, so that's what I'm doing, you know what I mean? They ain't asked Teddy Riley that. They don't be asking Pharrell that shit. Y'all ain't asked Pharrell that when he made Happy. Do he want to just make beats or do he want to? So that's what I'm on, man. Simple as that. I'm doing what I want to do, and if y'all support it, y'all support it. Whether or not, I ain't going nowhere because my money up.
Okay, so if you had to pick somebody's career path to follow,
Swiss Beats. Yeah, I'm Swiss Beats with better raps. I'm Swiss Beats, but I rap better. But I'm just trying to make hits. I'm trying to marry the baddest chick in the world, have a bunch of beautiful children, show them a bunch of dope shit, fuck with artists, don't rip them off, do better business, don't do janky business. And that's it, man. I love Swiss Beats' career. I love Pharrell's career. And I admire what they do. I would like to do something like that. Barry Gordy, Dick Griffey, you know what I mean, Stan Lathan, OG execs. That's what I'm trying to do. Jermaine Dupri, Diddy, you know what I mean, Hov, anybody who putting on urban media platforms, anybody who putting out urban business, whether it be liquor, food, whatever it is. If you're doing something rooted in your melanin, I'm trying to fuck with you, and I'm trying to do that.
Okay, so Oh, what artists would you work with? Do you have any artists that you would like to work with that you haven't worked with before? Like your dream artist?
Yeah. I mean, at this point in time, Stevie Wonder. That's about it. I like to work with Stevie Wonder, Frankie Beverly and Maze. OGs, man, you know what I mean? I'm young, so I feel like I got a lot of time to work with the younger cats, but I like to work with some of the older guys, the Herbie Hancocks, you know what I mean? On scoring films, Hans Zimmer, that type of shit, man. I'm trying to take it up a notch. So anybody OG status, man, that's who need me to play the drums or the piano, come holler at me.
Anything coming up?
Yeah, I got the Money Bags video dropping Friday the 13th, directed by Fred Focus. It'll be premiering on Dinnerland TV, which is a beautiful black media station. Y'all need to tune into them if you ain't familiar. Other than that, you could go on Apple Music, check out. I got a documentary on the way called We Never Close. Just dropped the trailer today. We Never Close 2, the soundtrack with the documentary will be coming out. It'll be available on Apple Music. It'll be available on a fucking Roku Fire Stick, all that shit. Whatever you need to get it on, we got it for you. Got the app coming, Chasing Cash app. You'll be able to get all the content. Other than that, man, I'm eating mangoes and staying away from haters, man. Straight up.
Thank you so much, Chase.
Anytime. Chasing Cash, the culture plug, man. Make sure you got this greatness behind me. Eli Manning from New Orleans, and he got Super Bowl rings, just like me, man.